Blessing. Oh my God. There it goes. All right. Blessing backpacks, kids that are changing the world. Also, it's TikTok Tuesday. Brandon's going to be bringing his TikTok to us today, which I'm super excited about. All that and more on today's episode of GM3X. Let's go.
Welcome to GM3X. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to eight, and the founder of the 800% Elite Club. I hope you're ready for motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations, because it's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Tuesday. That's right, TikTok Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. Although it's not the very first time I've ever said that. Because we've been trying to get going this morning and it's been absolutely fascinating. Hey, I am your host. I am Glenn Lundy, husband to one, father to eight, and welcome to GM3X, the daily morning show bringing you motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations. That's right. That's what we do here every single day. And listen, I like to start each day. Each day I start at my house. I start with my Morning 5 planner right here. And at the top of the Morning 5 planner, there is a quote that is submitted by actual members of the community. So I like to start each day with the quote of the day.
And now it's time for the Morning 5 quote of the day.
So today's quote was actually submitted by Grace C. Grace, Grace, and then SEA, right? Not Gracie like Gracie, Grace space SEA. Grace C. Today's quote was submitted by Grace C. And I woke up this morning, did like I normally do, grabbed my glass of water, went downstairs, grabbed my planner, and I read this quote, and it just fit perfectly with what we're talking about this week. And so the quote says, think about it. When we deliver one generation of humans into a loving, humane, family, and spirit-led birth environment, we will be living in an entirely different world within one generation. Think about it. When we deliver one generation of humans into a loving, humane family and spirit-led birth environment, we will be living in an entirely different world within one generation. And I really thought about that a lot this morning. I thought about how the generational shifts, generational changes, how our conversations that we have with our kids, the things that our parents had with us, how that ultimately changes the world, right? At least our version of it, right? And it was interesting. It made me think of this post I made. I made a post on Facebook recently. I made a post on July 15th, it was. And the post was a picture of my son, and it said in the post, it said, regretfully, my dad never got to meet my son, right? My dad never got to meet my son because my dad died 15 years ago. My son is only 10, right? And it talks about in the post, it talks about how my relationship with my dad had gone from feared to fond friend, from dad and son to man, things like that, right? And that there were many things that my dad taught me on both sides, good things and bad things. Taught me to work hard and to give my best and to always flash my biggest smile. But he also taught me that being my son's father and my son's friend is the way I choose to parent, where he chose to parent differently, right? He chose to parent a lot differently. It wasn't It wasn't friend and father. It was father to be feared. And so I made this post the other day about that particular relationship and a little bit of sadness that my son never got to meet him and take away what I would say were the good things. And it was interesting because my friend Carrie Wise actually she responded on my post. And here's what she said. Carrie Wise said, and this really knocked me back, which, by the way, those of you over on Facebook, go ahead and hit that share button, help people find the show, because I started the show on one page, which was a mess up. Now we're back on the other page. So do me a favor, share, tag the people that you know like to watch the show, so on and so forth. Matt and Naomi, great to see you. Okay, so she responded to my post, and she said, Glenn, I'm sure your father is so proud of you, which those words alone mean a lot, right? And then she said, many of our parents did the best with what they knew, particularly in Black culture. She said that heavy hand style of parenting that your father gave you, right? My father had a very heavy hand style of parenting. She said that style of parenting came straight out of slavery, only a few generations before your dad. At that time, you had to keep your kids in line so they didn't disrupt the master. It was better for you to whoop your kids than for the master to do so. She then said that same style of parenting continued throughout the civil rights, as once again, you had to, in some way, protect your child from accidentally stumbling into trouble as a Black person in the face of Jim Crow laws. You had to keep them in line so the authorities wouldn't handle them. She then continues to say, I am so thankful that many of us with Black heritage have been able to break those chains. That style of parenting that was passed down out of pure survival. And instead, we are able to freely love our kids. Wow, thank you over there on TikTok. That's awesome. We are now allowed to freely love our kids. A different world, right? A completely different world from one generation to the next and to the next. You see, I had never thought about it that way. I had never thought about my dad that way. I had never thought about his experience that way. I just remembered being hurt by him. And I just remembered the fear that I had when it came to him. I remember the belt sitting on top of the table or on top of the TV. I remember his lack of warmth. And I remember the anger and frustration that I would feel with the way that he treated my sister and the way that he treated my mom. You see, I never once thought about how he felt. I never once thought that my dad was actually maybe trying to do the best that he could. And see, don't get me wrong. There are many, many, many things that my father said and did that were ultimately his choice. Many things that he said and did that were his choice and his choice alone. There were many unacceptable actions that my father took and unacceptable behaviors that ultimately led to my parents' divorce. There is no excuse for that at all. To take a moment and to think that my father actually had certain instincts and beliefs passed down through time that affected how he parented me, that's an eye-opening revelation. One generation removed, a completely different experience. And now for my kids, a completely different world. You see, we're talking about kids this week here on GM3X, what we learn from them and also what we learn as them. And we're going to continue that conversation today. But first, before we do, y'all know what we got to do on this show. We're going to do a little dancing this morning. Listen, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So what we want to do this morning, I wonder if that feeds back. Hold on. Let me listen to something. Oh, it does. Okay, I didn't know that. I'm learning something new every day. All right, so what? An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So we're going to get that body in motion this morning. All right, we're going to use a little bit of music to do that. So wherever you are in the world, whether you're over here on Instagram, behind the scenes, maybe you're over here on TikTok. I sent 1.4 thousand likes. I appreciate that over on TikTok. That's amazing, right? YouTube can't hear the music, but you guys just play your own music and do some dancing, all right? If you're over on Clubhouse, I need you to do some dancing wherever you're at. In the kitchen, on your way to school, in the car, whatever it is, do some dancing, all right? That needs to happen. Of course, on Facebook, you know what to do, right? Do some dancing over there. YouTube, do some dancing as well, all right? An object in motion tends to stay in motion. Listen, I was talking to a friend of mine just the other day. They were like, dude, I get up so early, but I just lay there and I feel like crap all day. I'm like, dude, you have to get moving and you have to stay moving. If I were to get up, I get up at 3:20 every morning. If I were to get up at 3:20 and then not get into motion, not get into action, bro, I'd feel the same way. I'd feel like crap all day long, right? But you gotta stay moving. So let's start with some dancing this morning. This is also the part of the show. That's right. This is also the part of the show where I want you to say good morning to you, and you can say good morning to me. I don't know what else I can do. I don't know what else I can do on that. I really don't. I don't know why all of a sudden for the last 2 years you guys can hear me on Clubhouse, and now I don't understand. The mic is at full volume, and I mean I've got an amplifier on the mic. I have another device connected to the mic. Like, I don't know. So, this is also the part of the show where I want you to say good morning to me and I'll say good morning to you. Whether you're watching live, you're watching on replay, say what's up, I'll say what's up back. Fair enough? Hi, Renee. I see you on Facebook. What's up, Angela? How you doing, Chad Varner? Leisha Watts, I see you. I see everybody running and dancing. I see Annette Foster. I see Wes Storm. I see Angeline Moore and Gloria Bond. Tarika Simmons, Mike Strong. I'm glad you're here this morning. What's up, Yen? How you doing, Mary Lynn? How you doing, Larissa? I see Jeff and Patricia and Dr. Jamesia. I see Anthony and Travis and Kim and Scott. I see Debbie and Brian and Tarika. I see Erica and Michael D. I see Lolita is in the building over on Instagram. I see Morgan. I see Mary Kim. I see Angelina over on TikTok. I see user 7344911719442. I'm glad you're here. I also see Hose Love LJ. I see Hose Love LJ over there on TikTok. Y'all wild. I see you guys over on Instagram. And of course, my folks over on Facebook. Listen, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and share this out into the streets. I would greatly appreciate it. Here we are on TikTok Tuesday. Super excited that you're here with me this morning. Let's check in with my boy Brandon to see what's going on. There's no volume. How is there no volume on the video? Wow. Okay. Interesting. All right, deep breath moment. Deep breath moment. Sometimes.
Good morning. Good morning.
There we go.
Good morning. What's up, Rise and Grinders? You amazing people watching. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. GM3X represent. 5:30 a.m. I just hit my hand on the desk, woke myself up even more for this beautiful morning. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. Even if it's raining, I hope the day's amazing. All right. I've been doing some perusing on TikTok, and I saw what this week's topic was in advance. I get secret access because I have to edit the videos. And while I was on these little TikTok adventures, I found this video of this little girl who befriended a grocery store employee. They met when she was probably just a little infant, and he just recently got her a pretty awesome birthday gift, and she wanted to show her appreciation for it.
It says she met him when she was little and sees him at the grocery store every week. It's got a video of a little girl making her way, looking for the gentleman in the grocery store. And she found him. She's running towards him. It says today she brought him a thank you card because he bought her a bicycle for her birthday. Super cute.
What an awesome video. I just can't help but think of that grocery store employee and how much of a selfless act that is. Just going out of his way to give her a new bicycle. Like, come on, that's so cool. But wait! The story isn't over.
The video got lots of social media attention.
And so she was genuinely excited to say thank you, and she's always been that way. She wants to make thank you cards.
Rachel then saw people wanted to do something nice for High Five.
We need to pay it forward. We need to give gratitude. We need to become a culture of gratitude and thankfulness.
Give it to him.
Everybody saw your video.
Yes.
So touched, and they all wanted to donate to you. And
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for everybody.
It's a gift from everyone.
Oh, shit.
He's not even looking at it. He just wants to give Fiona a hug.
Rachel says High Five has no idea how popular he is online or how many people he's impacted.
All I gotta say is faith in humanity restored. I hope you guys have an awesome Tuesday, and I'll see you here next week on Good Morning, Good Morning, Good Morning, TikTok Tuesday. Peace.
Brandon is wild, man. That's awesome, though. Wrote a check for $10,000 to him. How amazing is that, right? Wrote a check for $10,000. And it really falls in line with what we're talking about here today. And I appreciate your grace and understanding this morning as I take deep breaths. Deep breaths. A few years ago, for Christmas, my family and I decided that we wanted to do blessing backpacks for homeless people. And so we went out, and everything my family and I would do was big. So we went out and we bought thousands of backpacks. And we decided that as a company, we would give them away to members of our Rise and Grind community, our morning community, that we would give the backpacks away and ask you to fill those backpacks and go give them out to homeless people. And so we ran we made a video with my boy Joel to help get the word out. And it worked really well. Let me show you the video that we rolled out when we launched this.
My dad was homeless once. He told me that the worst part is that he felt invisible. I don't think anyone should ever feel that way. Today I'm going to do something for a homeless person. It doesn't take much to make someone feel special. They just need to know someone cares about them. If only everyone would help one person, then everyone would know they're not alone. If you want to help, I can give you a backpack. Then you just fill it up and give it away. It's easy, really, but it makes a difference. I would like to help you a little.
Joe, I'm Gillis. Is this first one you handed out?
Yep.
It is. I'm the first one. Might be the first of millions, you never know. Awesome gloves. Awesome. Good to meet you, Joe. I appreciate you, buddy.
Hopefully when I'm older, I can do even more. Rise, evolve, impact together.
So we shared that video out, and we ended up sending out thousands of backpacks that people filled and went and handed out to homeless people, and it was amazing. Well, that particular video landed in the Facebook feed of my friend Margot Miller, and Margot Miller is a friend of mine from the auto industry. And she actually connected me with Damian Mills and Kelly Alston with the Mills Auto Group. But Margot's been a friend of mine for a few years. And at the time, Margot's daughter was 8 years old. And she saw the video. And so Margot's daughter, Anna Lee, decided she was going to take it to the next level. She was like, I love this backpack thing. I want to take it even further. And so she went and connected with like the veterans associations in their areas so that they could give backpacks to homeless veterans, right? So she connected with all these different associations, and she began serving up like hundreds on hundreds of backpacks, and then ultimately impacting thousands of homeless veterans through her charity that she put together called the Lemon Aid Stand, right? Lemon AID Stand, right? It was amazing. I mean, it was amazing to witness Annalise. Now, what was really crazy about this is she had no ties to the military. Neither one of her parents were military. She just decided that she was going to go out and she was going to make an impact on homeless veterans. And she started raising money, and she started stacking and packing more bags, right? And just built this entire charity. Like, we just did it the 1 year. She's still doing it to this day, every year, right? She's impacting all these people. And so it was super crazy because she felt this affinity towards homeless veterans, even though that didn't come anywhere from her family. And she just went with it, right? She made a page and she started doing inspirational posts, and she got on the news. They did a news thing on her, right? And she created a foundation that impacted so many people. It was phenomenal. And she did all of this with the support of her mother and her father. All of this with the support of Margot and her father, Jake. Now, Margot worked in the car business, which there's a lot of hours in the car business, right? So Margot would work in the car business, and then Jake basically runs the home. Jake runs the home, and he would take her, from cheerleading to grocery to school to go serve all these homeless people, to serve all these different organizations. Like, Jake was by her side, always in support, right? Jake and Annalise were rocking around, serving in an amazing way. It was just absolutely unbelievable. lifting her, encouraging her, supporting her, loving her, and ultimately affecting the next generation, right? Changing the world. Literally changing the world. Now, a week ago, things changed for the Millers. At 44 years old, Jake Miller suddenly and unexpectedly took an early ride to heaven. Jake earned a seat at God's table. An early seat at God's table through his loving heart and his tremendous gestures. For Annalise, who is now 12, it's been a devastating week, as you could imagine. But she's an incredibly strong girl. Her and her mother, both incredibly strong. And when I reached out and asked, how can I help? How can I support? What do you guys need? Annalise and Margot came back and said, hey, we just want to help more homeless veterans. And so they have a GoFundMe that they put together, Annalise Miller's efforts for homeless veterans. And in the wake of losing their husband and father last Monday, all they want to do is serve others. Generational impact. The selfless act of an innocent child. There's so much that we can learn from those that come after us. Listen, if you feel compelled, I would love for you to help me support Annalise and her family and her lemonade stand. The GoFundMe, I'm sure if Dora Maria or somebody's watching, if you could grab the link and stick it up at the top of Clubhouse. I'll read it right here for those of you that are listening. It's https://GoFund.me/E7AFCD4E. Maybe you take a screenshot of it right now if you're watching on Facebook. I'm calling our family. I'm calling the morning family right now to come together. Annalise, I'm sure, is asleep this morning. And when I say sudden and unexpected, like if you go to their page, they were having a great time on 4th of July. Everything was wonderful. Yeah, I'll put that back up for the screenshot if you guys want that. They were having a great time on the 4th of July. They were out boating. They were out doing all those things. All of a sudden, on Sunday of last week, he felt some pain in his brain. He went to the hospital, and Monday he was brain dead. 24 hours, less than 24 hours. So I'm sure she's asleep this morning. But if we could, and I mean, I'm calling out all y'all. Those of y'all that got some money, throw some money. I don't care. Her goal is like 20,000. I want to blow that away. They're already at like 15. I think we blow 20,000 out the water. And when she wakes up this morning, whenever that is, an hour from now, 2 hours from now, maybe it's 3 or 4 because she doesn't want to get out of bed, right? Whatever time she wakes up this morning, I can just imagine the effect and the impact that it'll have. When she wakes up and sees all of you that came together to lift and to encourage and to support her. And what I love most about it is all she's going to do is take every single dollar we pour in. She's going to turn around and 100% of that, 100% of that, she's going to use to go out and make an impact in homeless veterans' lives. 100%. It's not a GoFundMe for her and her family. They're doing okay. They have money. It's so that her and her organization can go out and make a ripple effect impact that'll affect generations. This morning, if you feel compelled, I would love for our community to create that special moment for her today and to just absolutely blow her mind in the midst of a very trying season. To shower her with support, encouragement. Make sure if you donate to that GoFundMe, make sure you leave like a comment, lift her up, right? Encourage her. And just remind her and her amazing mother, that they are not, nor will they ever be alone. And that we are a generation that loves one another, that lifts one another, and that comes together, not divides, as the media wants us all to believe. No. We are the generation that will come together and change the world. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for bearing with me today. I knew coming into today with this type of message that there would be challenges. I knew coming in today with this type of message that there would be technical difficulties, odd and crazy things. And I got to tell you, there was a part of me this morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to freaking throw this thing through the window. But thanks to you, your encouragement and your support, you always being here for me, you've made an impact in my life. And I am so incredibly grateful for it. And now let's go out there today and make an impact in theirs. Fair enough? Fair enough. Listen, I love you. I absolutely stinking love you. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. Go out and have an amazing, impactful day today. Those of you that got some deep pockets, I'm going to need you to dig today. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. All right. I know some of y'all got some pockets. I'm going to ask y'all to dig. Those of you that are struggling financially or don't have extra deep pockets, do what you can. All right. Do what you can. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. But go out there, have an amazing day. Remember the generational impact your actions will have on the next, right? Those that come after us. And also gratitude for those that came before us. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to throw the GoFundMe page back. Here's the link. I'm going to throw that back up for just a second. We'll listen to some music as we head out this morning and go kill it. All right. All right. I'm going to kill that.
So far away, I saw you not so long ago. Was it just yesterday? Got that old feeling that I know. In the dark of the night, I'll be alright. The sun will arise. Messages overtaking what I know. A war is a whisper set me free. I was searching for someone to fight for me. I'll remember it's your light that shines on me. I won't be afraid, I will look to the light. I will not be shaken, I know it will be alright. 'Cause you're with me, I know that the sun will rise.